So my very first panic attack was junior year.
Mhm.
I think I just turned 16. And like so much so that I went to the emergency room twice. I was like, I'm dying.
Oh, yeah, I went
I'm having
several
a heart
times.
attack. I was like, I
Several.
can't breathe.
Mhm.
Like things are shaky. Like I just had never.
Mhm.
And I had eczema from like since I was born, I think. And so not realizing that stress or anything, any other stimulant would cause flare ups.
Mhm.
And that's how my anxiety would display itself. Hey, Bloomies. It's your girl, Chris with a K, and you're listening to the Blooming Lately podcast, a podcast for late bloomers by a late bloomer because we're not late, we're just blooming on our own time. And on today's episode, I'm going to talk about anxiety and how we manage it or don't. um, in our big threes. And I touched base on this a couple of episodes ago, but I am going through the process of being evaluated for ADHD and wherever I may be on the neurospicy chart just to find out my flavor of spice. But at the root cause, or root characteristic, I should say, is anxiety and depression, which I happen to have both. And what prompted me to get evaluated is just really all of the coping skills that I had developed over time since childhood, all of the masking, all of the things that we try to do was no longer working for me. And then experiencing a recent like loss in October, it kind of triggered things again, and I've been trying to like get grounded and figure my way out. And that made me want to reach out to an awesome and amazing woman who I've been following her for years. She is hilarious. You don't know this, but you've kind of been a friend in my head. so,
Oh, thank
so shout
you.
out to the ladies of the Getting Grown podcast for introducing LaToya to
Yes.
us and sharing her. And she's had her own platform, the Analog to Digital Girl, right? Or
No,
Analog Girl.
it's called The Analog Girl. I mean,
Okay.
it's still up there, but
Okay.
I don't record that anymore. But it's still there. It's still out there. All of that content, all that help is still there. I'll never take that down.
And you shouldn't because it is so
Mhm.
resourceful. She drops so many gems and she shares her experience with anxiety and more of specific traits of it that has impacted her life in ways that she navigates things and has, managed it. Really, really awesome content there. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
doing
Thank
that.
thank
And
you.
you have other platforms as well, right?
Well, yeah, so I mean, I have been trying to reboot my YouTube for the last year. And just kind of been in a funk with creating the content. But
Yeah.
it's still there, slowly but surely. Content will be trickling out. I have trickled out some little shorts or whatever. Um, but yeah, I have the living with Toya is this the vibe. You're just gonna be living with me, and it's a digital diary of me trying to get my shit together, basically. And then I also have a friendship women's community that I am building with my friend Wicile. And that was born out of us both attending. It was kind of like a sister conference, and just realizing that somehow we've gotten on this defensive mode when it comes to building relationships with women or building relationships with friends. And it's like, you got to have your boundaries and and have hierarchies in your friendships. Like, these are my associates and this is who and we got into that conversation about when did it become so difficult or so intricate to build
Hmm.
relationship, and it just seems very transactional and very guarded. And so that's why we wanted to build good friends where we are maintaining and building vulnerable or being safe spaces to be vulnerable and be friends and be sisters to each other without having to say, but learning how to have your boundaries or learning how to say no to a friend. Like, I mean, that happens in general with human nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to learn your boundaries because people will, if you give them an inch, they'll take a yard. But I think the core of building friendships is the vulnerability. And approaching it that way. And so that's why we built it. And so, yeah, that's what we have. We have good friends. We have four mixers coming out. We're not
Nice.
coming out, but four mixers that we're having in the tri-state area. And we hope to have symposiums and friendsgivings. We have a lot of plans to do that and create spaces for specifically Black women to come together and build friendships and build connections.
Oh, that is awesome.
Hmm.
Especially, us in our big threes and our big fours. Like, I think this is so on time to have that conversation because uh, algorithm as well been seeing these conversations about kind of like
Friendship.
the hierarchy of friendships, but more so,
Hmm.
I think at the core of it is people realizing the capacity that they may or may not have anymore, and a lot of
Hmm.
people who have been experiencing major life changes, and that can change how friendship shows
Hmm.
up.
Hmm.
People are experiencing divorces, experiencing loss,
Yeah.
job
Yeah.
insecurity. Like there's just so many things. Children, for those who do have them. And so, more and more things can pull away at friendship. And so people are having to zoom out and I guess trying to categorize how they can fit people in without feeling abandoned. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this would be
It's
awesome.
become, yeah, it's become very complex. And as you mentioned, like we're all going through things. And I think it's like, it's just a marrying of grace and also vulnerability. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah.
I don't, I just see a world where we're able to give our sisters grace because they're going through things and also express our vulnerability. And maybe we are feeling abandoned in a friendship, but that doesn't mean the friendship has to end. It might mean that you have to learn a lesson in giving grace because this person is going through something that you have no idea. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's just a lot of conversation in that, and so we're very excited to delve into that.
I'm looking forward to it. I will definitely repost everything that you guys have just to support it. It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
We
I
need it
appreciate
for
it.
sure.
Yes.
So to get to you, and I don't even think I've formally introduced you, but this is LaToya D Newton. I don't know about you want your whole government
It's
child. You're
okay.
out there.
You could just call me Toya. It's Toya D.
Toya,
Yes,
Toya.
I am Toya.
Hi, Toya. And so you are a digital creator, and
Mhm.
you also work in communications, right? Or you have a background
Marketing. I'm a
in
marketing manager.
marketing,
Yes,
marketing
I'm a
manager.
marketing manager, specifically in the tech world. So I've just done a lot of marketing managing at tech companies, and I'm currently at a tech company now.
Nice. That's awesome. So how have you been blooming lately? What's going on with Toya?
I don't think I'm blooming, honestly. I
Okay.
still very much transparently struggle with feeling like a late bloomer, quote unquote.
Hmm.
I even as recent as working in the tech field and leadership is in their 30s, sometimes
Mm,
just coming out of their 20s. And I am still trying to crack the code.
yeah.
To, how do I get into leadership roles? How do I get a position where I don't feel like I'm doing mindless admin work? Like, how do I get a role where I can get paid for it and get benefits to express my creativity and my skills and
Hmm.
strategy? And so I'm really in a space right now where I have to keep telling myself to be grateful for the job that I have right now and the money that's
Yeah.
coming in because the 300,000 women is a real, very real thing that's happening right now. And I think the numbers are just getting higher and higher. And I do care about our brothers, but I'm right now is very specific
Yeah.
to
It's
the Black
targeted.
women. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that it's it would behoove me to be grateful for what I have right now. So I do very much still feel late. And I fight hard against not looking at timelines and not looking at the time because I will be 47 this year. And while I always hear, "Oh my God, you don't look it. I can't believe you have a son who's 31," and like you look so young, you look a kid. Da, 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 da." That's nice, but I
Yeah.
would really like to be. I don't know what it is. I don't know what success looks like for me. Like I know that I
Mm.
have talent. I know that I want to be a content creator, but ADHD and anxiety and depression, just something gets a hold of me and I cannot create content. I literally am stuck. And
Yeah.
I can get into a good space, which I think you guys see as followers or who follow me. And I hate to say followers, you guys see as my community,
Yeah.
um, that I can put something out and create something and it's good. And then people be like, we want to see more of it. And then I could get in a funk and it's so hard for me to get out of it.
Out of it. Yeah.
Like, but once I'm in a good creative flow, I'm flowing, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then something can happen as small as I got a cold from going to my brother's house. His nasty ass is sneezing all up and through the house and not covering his nose. And so I get sick,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
so getting sick throws me off of the structure and the balance that's needed for women who have ADHD.
Yeah.
And so that throwing me off put me out of creating and building this routine that I need so desperately for my
Yeah.
mind. So that happened in February, girl. We here in May, and I'm still trying to come out of that.
I
Like
feel
it
you.
pushed me off. You know what I mean? But once
I
I
feel
get
you.
back on, oh, I'm gonna be on.
Yeah. And
You know what I
unstoppable.
mean? Yeah. So it's like I
Yeah.
really got to learn what are the tools for when I get thrown off. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at right now. Is like, what's the tools for when I do get thrown off? So, anyway, I say all that to say I am still very much a girl grappling with time
Yeah.
and trying my best
Yeah.
to change my perspective of time and change how I feel about time and change the anxiety and shift the anxiety to excitement about
Yeah.
time, but time and trying to make time my friend instead
Yeah.
of something that is getting away from me or running away from me. Yeah.
Wow. I deeply resonate with that. That's always been my issue. Like, when I decided to go to therapy, that's when I was, when was this? Years ago, like 2018, 2017, maybe. Because I felt like time was running out. I don't know why, but this intense pressure, it just seemed like every year, as grateful and thankful as I was for reaching every birthday, it was also like another year reminding me of how much I didn't accomplish. Like I kept seeing it in that way. And then, comparison is the thief of joy, but yet in every aspect of life, you're almost always compared to someone else. So, especially when you are such a talented creative and you can do so many amazing things, and you may not have the education that supports it or like the specific work experience, so then you're kind of not given the opportunity to, so then you're trying to find
Mm-hmm.
other ways to like validate your experience, so you
Mm-hmm.
create platforms for yourself, but then the everyday things
Yeah.
can get into that, get in the way of that, and then imposter syndrome is also,
Yeah. Big one. A really
ooh,
big.
I
That's a
can't
really, really
stand
big
her.
one.
I can't stand that raggedy
Yeah. Yeah.
because it'll be things that like you do so well. People have
Mm-hmm.
even mentioned you do so well. People
Mm-hmm.
may even ask you to come and share your talent specifically. But
Mm-hmm.
somewhere in there, that imposter syndrome, that doubt, baby,
Mm-hmm.
is louder than the confidence and just the validity of what it is that you do. And it
Yeah.
overpowers some, at least for me, it stops me in my track.
Yeah. I struggle with that big time, but I think a lot of it's really my mom and how she's raised me, or I
Hmm.
would say even my parents in general, like how they have raised me. Um, like it could be anything, but I've just been raised to be like, yo, whatever. Like I just have to move forward. For
Hmm.
instance, somebody called me ugly, called me buckwheat when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And like we were outside and I was embarrassed, but my mom and them, they always told me keep my head high. You know what I'm saying? And walk through
Hmm.
that crowd, keep your head high, look straight forward and walk through. And it's kind of like a fake it till you make it. Like I can't put
Yeah.
my words together to say like how
Yeah.
they raised me, but it was like it's happening and it's kind of almost like pretending it's not happening. I don't know if that makes any
Gotcha.
sense. And
I mean, it's
so,
almost like a false confidence until you actually build
correct,
confidence. It's
correct.
like
Yeah,
is that building that muscle memory until it's just actually a way of being. It's like, well, you can say all of these things, they're just gonna bounce off of me. I'm not gonna let
that
what you
part.
say stop me. That's
Yeah,
awesome that they
and
taught
I
you to
don't
do
even
that.
know, and I mean that's not even really how, I mean, because sometimes I'm a preacher's kid, right?
Hmm.
So I'm not going to say that what I learned and how I learned to put face on was always healthy, right?
Mm.
But because I am still a preacher's kid, and we had to learn how to, right? No
Yeah.
matter what was happening. I got pregnant with my son at 15. My father was one of the pastors in the church. And again, at 15, we had to learn how to, save face for the family. And so
Yeah.
I think that I've also learned how to do that in my personal life. And so I could feel like imposter syndrome happening.
Hmm.
But even when it's happening, and even if this little devil on over here is still trying to tell me something, I still have this face, or you will never
Yeah.
know, And so my imposter syndrome doesn't necessarily manifest physically, more so than internally in my head. And so I can go home. It could be a great day, but I can go home and be like, that was awful. I could have
Yeah.
this conversation with you and then get off and be like, "Girl, what the hell was you talking about?" And not want to see what you post. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I struggle real, 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 real bad with that. But it's
Yeah.
like some people will say, "Girl, I couldn't tell if you imposter syndrome was a thing for
Yeah.
you." It's just because of the way that I was raised and how to just always, or
Yeah.
be funny or be witty. You know what I mean? Like those things were my
They're
safety.
like coping
Yeah.
mechanisms. That's my thing. Like, listen, this is why I don't like to go to funerals. Of course, besides the obvious, but I will laugh. I
At the
will find a
funeral?
joke.
Oh,
Okay, okay, Toya, don't judge me. We are getting to know each other. Okay.
judging? I'm not
I
judging.
don't do well under like awkward circumstances.
So, like, you
I will
laughing during the service, or like, what are you saying?
if something funny happens, I just can't
Well, that's
ignore
black people
it.
in general. You know what
I
I mean?
know, but or
We was down to
intense,
my father's funeral in the text messages,
you
me and my
know,
friends on the group chat. Like, now what is this about? Like, I feel
see,
like that is just us as black
yeah,
people.
but
That's
I
us
don't
as
always
black
keep
people.
it to myself. And then in an awkward or tense moment, I'm gonna try to find a moment of levity. I'm going because I
Mm-hmm.
need to break the tension.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or I have
Mm-hmm.
a nervous laugh. Like it just that's where I'm like, oh, I need a moment to breathe.
Yeah.
Let me try to
Yeah.
crack a joke here.
Yeah. Because
But
it's
do
because it's uncomfortable.
oh, absolutely. And I don't know what to do. And I'm trying to
Mhm.
disassociate, but for whatever reason, it's not activating this here moment. I
I
wish I
hear
could
that.
be a plane, fly far, far, far away from here.
Right.
Uh, so, do you think all of that, like conditioning and being a preacher's kid, like fueled anxiety? Like,
Absolutely.
what was the earliest age you think you remember experiencing anxiety, and what did that look like?
Well, my father ruled with an iron fist.
Mm,
So, I can remember being in kindergarten, and honestly, I can right now at this time telling this story, I don't see my father as the villain in this story anymore. I see my father
mm,
as a black man who was just like absolutely not. But in the moment as a kindergartner, I for Halloween wanted to be a Cabbage Patch.
oh, that would have
And
been
for all
so
the old heads
cute.
out there, Cabbage Patch, that was our thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
And so like back in the day, it would be the mask and then the smock that you wear. And my mom ended up getting a Cabbage Patch that was a white mask. So she was a little light skinned or white Cabbage Patch. So
Mm.
my father was just like, "That's not happening." Like,
Yeah.
no. So, I remember being very upset, that he
Mm.
was like saying that I couldn't go, but then he decided to take a brown crayon and crayon the entire Cabbage Patch mask, and it
Mm.
looked crazy. It looked crazy.
Mm.
And I was crying, hysterically crying because I did not want to go. And that's the first time I remember feeling anxious, feeling unheard, feeling
Mm.
invisible of sorts, like it was just like what I say goes. And I had to go to school with the Cabbage Patch with the brown crayon on. Now, in hindsight, my
He was
father,
pro-black. You know, he wanted you to
very
see something
much,
that was as
very much.
beautiful and brown as you. It
And
just
was
the
it? I don't know if it was
method.
that deep, or it was more so about perception and how it looked with his little black baby
Mm,
walking around with this white mask on. You understand? So
I
like,
mean,
I
yeah.
don't know that it went deep to us about beauty with him, more so
Okay.
than perception and how this looks, and absolutely not. You know what I mean? And it
Got
was
it.
just very much like, ain't no little black baby gonna be walking around with no white mask on.
Yeah.
Type of thing. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
in hindsight, now when I think about it, I know that
Yeah.
that was his protection. That was his way. My father learning the things that about what he saw as a black
Mm,
kid
yeah.
during Jim Crow. Like, I totally get it now. But
Yeah.
then was when I was just like, and that's why I was just like, well, maybe if he was gentle parenting, you know what I'm saying, he'd have sat me down and told me what those racial barriers were. And I guess even if I was in kindergarten, break it down to me like a kindergarten or something like that. But like,
Yeah.
what did they know about raising kids like that back then? They did not know that. So, but
No.
unfortunately, that's one of my first memories um,
Bec- uh,
of
experiencing anxiety.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
Man. Well, I mean, you being a preacher's kid, I'm surprised you were even allowed to participate in Halloween
So
because
yeah,
I was very Catholic and we did not do that.
no, kindergarten, yes, they allowed me to, but I will say once I got into elementary school, that's when it became no, she can't. I could not go.
Okay.
And again, my parents were young in Christ. So my mom was in her 20s when she had me. My father was in his early 30s.
Oh, wow.
And so, she had just gotten saved. I think my mom got saved at 25. Well, my mom got saved at 24. She met my mom at 25, and then they were married in 26, and she had me. And so she's new in Christ. She's new in church. My father was in and out of church, but he was becoming a minister at the time. So I think that they didn't really have that wherewithal to be like, oh, we ain't gonna be celebrating Halloween type of thing. But like once I got into elementary school, shut it down.
Because that
Shut it
faith was
down.
strong.
Yeah,
Your
because by that
connection
time,
was
yeah, my father had his own church.
unwavering.
hmm
Oh,
So my
yeah.
father had his own church by that time, so it would be like Hallelujah night at the
I
church.
was just about to say maybe a trunk or treat, if that.
Yeah, like we had
Man.
Hallelujah night with mad do Bible study for kids or whatever and mad candy. So yeah, that's what it was. So Halloween is not a thing in our household.
So just sticking to the anxiety, like how did it manifest, like, or evolve rather, as you got older? Like what
Um,
sets of challenges? Because you identify as a late bloomer. Were you a late bloomer in other areas or more specifically career wise?
I think I find myself to be a late bloomer in career wise. Everything else, I think that's always been my struggle. Is really trying to pinpoint how do I make a living? How do I survive in this world and make a living for myself? And
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like that has been always where I struggle with anxiety and fear the most,
Mm-hmm.
is just not making it, whatever making it means. But as far as it manifesting, the first time I had a panic attack was in college. Didn't know what it was. I kind of like panicked, disassociated a little bit, felt like I was going to pass out. It was fleet, but it went away.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would start to have these disassociations where I would be walking and I'd feel like I was levitating a little bit and then come back down. And they were weird moments, but I would just be like, that was weird.
Yeah.
But now that I know that like those were anxious times. Graduating after graduating college and grad school, I don't recall like struggling hard. Like I was struggling during those times because it was getting fired. So I was always getting fired. That's the thing. Like
Oh.
I was getting jobs here and there, like odds and end jobs, like jobs in the bank. I got fired from the bank. Or I was working at this not for-profit school where you had to, you know, sales or whatever and meet quotas, and I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing well in that, and so I quit. Like, so it was either I got fired or I quit from jobs. Come to find out, those were all the manifestation of the ADHD and the anxiety that I was going through, and not being able to know what my learning skills were, what my coping skills were, what my learning
Yeah.
style was, you know what I'm saying? What my comprehension style is. And so all throughout like graduate school and up, I was going through all that and I had no idea. It wasn't until I was homeless. Like, me and my father had a fallout, and I was homeless. I didn't have any place to live, had no job, started drinking a lot and doing all this kind of stuff that I had the depersonalization happen. And then that's when I started to really delve into, well, what is going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with me? Like, why doesn't my brain work? Why am I all over the place? Why am I making I'm doing these impulsive things and, making these ridiculous decisions in life, and just a lot of mess. It was a lot of mess. And so that's really 2018 was when it like all hit the fan. I started having depersonalization. I thought I was going to die. You couldn't tell me nothing otherwise. Like, I was
Yeah.
bugging out. I was bugging out. And I was on the house of my father. My mother was not here. She was upstate taking care of my grandmother. And
Mm-hmm.
so she couldn't be a presence for me. It was rough. It was
Yeah.
rough, and I was by myself. That 2018 is when I really, really hit rock bottom with it.
So what other I know you said you were by yourself, but did you have like friendships or other people that could support you during that time?
Yeah, I mean, my friends were there, but how the hell it was so hard to explain depersonalization to
Yeah.
anybody. The only friend that knew what I was talking about was my friend Amanda, who said she was going through it. She had gone through it, but she never told anybody. And so
Mm.
I was like, girl, what? Let me tell you
You could have
something.
helped me out.
I was like, let me tell you something right now. I am telling anybody who will listen because I wanted to
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
I wanted to stop. And so I was like, I want to feel real. Like, like I would look at my hands and it feel like they wasn't connected to my body. It was just weird. And so I would talk to her a lot, and I would talk to Kia a lot, but and also my other best friend, and I know that they did their best to be there with me. You know what I mean? But it's really hard to explain what the personalization is,
Yeah.
and it's really hard for people on the outside looking in to even connect to it because we
Yeah.
feel so disconnected. You know what I mean? So like, how they gonna be able to connect?
Yeah, because if you're not able to fully describe what it is that you're feeling, you can't they can't give you a remedy for it because
Hmm.
you're struggling. And it was when you brought that to your podcast, the analog girl.
Hmm.
Um that's when I learned that that's what I was experiencing. So my very first panic attack was junior year.
Hmm.
I think I just turned 16. And like so much so that I went to the emergency room twice. I was like, I'm dying.
But yeah, I've went
I'm having
several
a heart
times.
attack. I was like, I
Several.
can't breathe.
Hmm.
Like things are shaky. Like I just had never,
Hmm.
and I had eczema from like since I was born, I think. And so not realizing that stress or anything, any other stimulant would cause flare ups.
Hmm.
And that's how my anxiety would display itself. And I used to have real bad eczema to the point where people used to ask if I was a burn victim. Like I
Whoa.
would no, like I would bend my hands and my knuckles would crack. Like that's how
Oh.
bad it was. I would scrape. I would like put my hands under hot water because that's when it would stop itching, and
Mm.
not realizing that stress and anxiety kept fueling that. So my body, I was just inflamed. Like my
Hmm.
acne was all over the place, all of that, and it was specifically SAT and ACT. I could not stand standardized testing, and that just the pressure of like having to score high if you're trying to get into college, it was like it was that point in high school where it's like you were being fed all this messaging about what you do now matters for the rest of your life. And that just
Yeah.
kept echoing like, oh
Yeah.
God, what do I want to do? Everything sounds great. All of this
Right.
thing. So it just felt like, oh my God, you just can't fuck up.
Yeah.
And so that's when I had my first panic attack. And um it's a terrible terrible experience. It then evolved into the depersonalization where
Well, how long were you depersonalized for?
ooh, it would be periods of time
So it
on and
came and go. It
off.
came and went.
It came and went. It would definitely be around the time that I would have panic attacks frequently.
And so, what would you feel during the times that you identify as being depersonalized?
So definitely this trance like state where it felt like I was tethered to my body, almost like a dream like
Mm-hmm.
existence. Like I would explain to them, I was like, I feel like I'm floating. I don't know how
Yeah. Or
else.
you feel like you're in a dream.
Yeah, like almost as if your spirit is separating from your
Mm-hmm.
body is how I would say it.
Yeah.
Um, nothing felt real. So when you were saying things like looking at your hands, like I would always try to like find things to make me feel grounded. If it was certain fabric, I
Mm-hmm.
became ritualistic where I would only want to do things on certain days or in certain ways. Like I had like time, like it was wild.
Yeah, I had something where I would look up at the sky and it would make me panic because I wouldn't know what was out there. So I would feel like it's never ending. So
Oh,
that would make me panic. And
oof.
it was just weird stuff. Like I know the guy Sean that I used to work with when I was the person line, he said he was scared to open up a dishwasher. He thought it was gonna kill him. And it's just like
See, it'll be
your
random
mind, yeah,
things.
those rituals in your mind yeah, mine is a very
Is
strong, crazy thing, yo.
that, and then the
Hmm.
intrusive thoughts were
Mhm.
like I would be
Mhm.
scared to drive sometimes because those intrusive thoughts almost felt like it could really happen, especially
Oh,
going by
yeah.
like bodies of water, like over
Yeah.
like bridges
Yeah.
and things. I'd be like, now
Yeah.
what if I? But your brain like stops you from being like from doing all
Yeah.
of that. But if nothing feels real and you're just like trying to connect, like get back into sync with your body, like
Mhm.
it is wild.
No, very much so. That's why I always say, like, when I hear about, suicides or people doing, who you wouldn't
Hmm.
have never thought that they would commit suicide, my heart, I have a lot of compassion now because I can see how someone would go
Hmm.
through what I was going through and be like, this is weird. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I can see how someone could be on a train track and be totally fine, and then there's this urge to just jump and
Hmm.
what? Because I have been driving, or I have, like you said, like I'll have envisions of a car crashing into me.
Hmm.
Then I'm like, girl, that's not true. So like I've
Mm-mm.
learned how to um those are not true things. You know what I'm saying? And like I've just
Yeah.
learned to recite the word of God because that's true. You know what I'm saying? Or I learned to just
Yeah.
say, that's not true, girl, shut up. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's so familiar to me now. Like when those kind of intrusive thoughts come, like, child, that is the dumbest idea. Like that's so dumb. This bridge ain't going to collapse. I'm going over it. Goodbye. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Girl,
like
that when you just
thoughts
said
like
that,
that. Hmm.
man, I was like, it would be this moment. And then what's terrifying is like the bridge accident or whatever that happened in
Oh,
Maryland.
Maryland. Yeah.
So I'm like, see, it'll be like freak accidents like that. For the longest time, I had a phobia against flying. You could
Hmm.
not get me on an airplane. Me and
Hmm.
Amtrak went together like this. Okay. And it wasn't until I got sick and tired of being sick and tired
Hmm.
2019 that I was like, I could have been to New York and back like a good
Yeah.
6 times
Yeah.
in the length of time it took me to take this Amtrak. And that's
Yeah.
and so like just embracing it. But even then, I had set up a ritual. I was
Hmm.
like, I would only do red eye flights because I had to be exhausted enough to where I would be too tired to freak out.
Hmm.
I needed a window seat. Not that I'm looking out of it because I'm afraid of heights, but
Hmm.
I need to feel like I can breathe and not remind myself that I'm in this confined space with a whole bunch of people breathing the
Hmm.
same air. On
Hmm.
top of
And
being
what?
a germaphobe.
So what were your tools in case the ritual doesn't work out?
Listen, we're not gonna go there, Toya. I was tricking my
Because
mind.
rituals don't always work out. So that's
I
what
was
my, you know what I
listen.
mean?
I was tricking my mind. Listen, I was taking ashwagandha. I was drinking chamomile tea.
I
I was
get it.
like, I was reminding myself. I was like, let me download a podcast. So it'll
Yeah.
either be listening to the Read or the Friend Zone or Getting
Mm-hmm.
Grown. It'll be one of those. Part of the, I'm like, oh, this is a good 2 hour episode. That's more or less
Mm-hmm.
the length of the flight. So I
Yeah.
can just, I just
Yeah.
need to block out the sound.
Mm-hmm.
And then every so often I would check the map to be like, oh God, we're still over the Carolinas. All right.
Yeah.
And then I would have the from here to New York down to a science. I'm like, okay, if the flight attendants are good, then we're good. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
doing this. They did the safety instructions. All right. So then in a
Mm-hmm.
few, they're gonna start asking about drinks. All right. Then it's like I knew the routine to be like, oh, okay, they start cleaning up. We got 30 more minutes until we land. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
So like
Mm-hmm.
I got good and comfortable by like remembering all these things so I can just start calming down.
That's a good thing. Well, that's good. That's good that
And so
you've
yeah,
learned
like
your tools.
I'll be on a plane all kinds of times now, child,
Okay, good.
because I value the convenience. Woo.
Oh, I mean, I love takeoff. It's something about takeoff that's it makes me feel, I don't know what it is, but it's
Is it
soothing.
thrilling?
Yeah, it's soothing. Like it just feels like wow. I don't know, weird. I love
I
takeoff.
prefer
I could
landing.
be sleep. I'll be the one to be sleep before the
I
plane
wish
takes
I could be
off.
one of those people.
Yeah, and the takeoff just takes me right on out. Like I could be gone. Mm-hmm.
I have gotten to the point now with takeoff because I used to hate the feeling of being like it was like, oh God, this is happening. But but it's now it's I've channeled it to just surrendering. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it will be, there's nothing I can do about it.
And nothing we can do.
We just hope that we land. But amen.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to landing. Amen. And I
Mm-hmm.
pray that it's not bumpy because
That's right.
depending on this flight, I'm gonna have to come back to somewhere. So we hope that it's smooth. But yeah, that depersonalization is tough.
Yeah, that was a really awful time. And it was just a very lonely time no matter how much your partners or your family wants to be there for you.
Yeah.
They don't understand. They don't understand and there's no way to understand. My mother understood because she's had her moments of depersonalization or weird things happening because of anxiety. And so I can lean on her too as well, thankfully. But yeah, and once you come out of it, it's so strange that once you come out of depersonalization, the way that it's hard to explain to people is the same for me. It's hard for me to even go back to that place and really kind of understand where I was
Hmm.
at. Like it's so fleeting
Well,
and
yeah.
you actually your mind forgets
Well,
exactly like
yeah.
where how dark that space was. So I don't even be feeling I'm not really triggered by that moment in time of my life anymore.
And it's interesting that time is an issue for both of us, especially experiencing that because you may not even realize how long that period
Yeah.
of depersonalization is. It's almost like if time doesn't exist
Yeah.
and it's a dreamlike
Hmm.
trance, and
It's
then you
like the
come
time
out of
stops.
it.
It's like the time
Yeah.
stops.
And then you come out of it and you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
just like all of a sudden things make sense. It's like you wake up from a dream
Hmm.
and it's like life is happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what your triggers are? Like, would it be like high stress times or, um,
I think during that time I was in a situationship with someone I shouldn't have been with. Was not was I working? I can't recall. Yes, I was working, but it was again, it was the same cycle of me getting a job, not knowing things weren't connecting, not understanding the
mm,
job. Like I've always gotten into jobs and then just all of a sudden everything seemed like Chinese language. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And so I was not understanding what the hell was going on. Um, and I wasn't diagnosed with ADHD at the time. Um,
Oh, okay.
I hadn't thought about that. I was only thinking about anxiety. It's anxiety. It's depression. It's anxiety. And so, I was just not performing well. you know how they say executive functioning or something like that?
Yeah.
Ain't no functioning executively for me. Like that was not, I don't, I only got by the grace of God in
Mm.
college and graduate school,
You putting
jobs.
your guardian angels to work. Them
What?
ancestors were like,
Yeah.
Toya.
I
Jesus.
can, yeah, it's, and I had such a creative mind and I love to do creative stuff. And I guess maybe it's because I was always going after these jobs that I was like, I just need, because we grew up in a world where it's like, you need to just, my mother, get this job. The job got good benefits. You need to be saving your money and get this good job.
Mm-hmm.
And it was always bullshit. Like it was always just these jobs that I just didn't want to do. And it sucks when you're the only one in the friend group that is not doing something that they love. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
my friend groups, and they are all not connected, are, so it's not like, what I'm saying, like they all had each other leading on. Like all my friends was like 6 degrees of separation, and they're all, I don't know, I don't have one friend that I know of that's not doing something they love and enjoying it
Wow.
and getting paid for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, and so that kind of stuff is a trigger. That is a heavy, heavy trigger for me. Heavy.
Yeah.
And it's also, it's like, that's part of some of the discussions that me and Wicile will have
Yeah.
as friends, because I have to really deal with envy. And it's
Mm.
not a mean thing. It's not like I don't want them to have
Yeah,
it. It's
yeah,
just
there's no
like,
malicious intent. It's
no, it's
more
like,
so like, dang, like I celebrate you, but what about me? Like
what about
what is
me,
what
Lord?
am I missing?
Why,
Like what
like,
am I not?
why you keep,
Yeah.
oh, you got to be quicker than that to me? Like, why does it always be, oh, you got to be quicker than that? And I feel
Yeah.
like those type of experiences where I have these almost, and then that it doesn't happen, are
Mhm.
very triggering to me.
Yeah.
I will say that when I was depersonalized and I thought I was like trying to figure it out and get a hold of it, I was doing a pilot for Loudspeaker and bombed the pilot, right? It didn't go well. And then, kind of got ghosted in that process. I wasn't even told, oh, we're going to go in a different direction. I wasn't told this don't work. I wasn't told anything. It
They
was
just
just like,
faded to black.
fade me
Damn.
to black. You know what I mean? And like those type of things, um, they F me up real bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so right now, that's what I've like have to learn how to, like, how do I
Bounce back
manage
from
that?
that
Yeah,
or
how do I
yeah.
bounce back from that? How do I manage that? You know what I mean? Because I feel like my life is full of a lot of almosts. And I'm
Mm.
really, really struggling with that. Like really struggling with that real bad. So those are my triggers. Those are my big
Yeah.
triggers. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is tough because I mean it's I can relate to that envy feeling. It sucks because you don't want to have it and that's why you check yourself
Hmm.
because you're like, where is this coming from? Like it's not jealousy, it's not saying that I want it so that you can't have it. It's almost like a
For me, it's a sadness, right?
yeah.
So I genuinely be so happy for Kia. Like I'd be like, yo, she is amazing. Granted, you know, I know personal things, like I'm me, that's my person.
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like she can't see how amazing everything is, right?
Yeah.
And so I would get frustrated with that, and then I'd have to really like, girl, that's not your place to get frustrated with her for having human
Yeah.
experiences with her life. Like, get yourself together.
Because when
So
you're in the thick of things, similarly to your experience, when you're in the thick of it, you're not able to see the zoomed out version
correct.
where your friends are like, girl,
Yeah,
you keep
correct.
running into this dead end.
Yeah,
The door is over here, girl.
yeah,
Like, but
yeah.
they can't snap you out of it, much like you
Mm-mm,
can't with them. So it's
mm-mm.
yeah.
Yeah, and so I like I really had to like girl, you have to, and I want to always be intentional and make sure that when I'm
Yeah.
responding to her to whatever she wants to talk to me about, that it doesn't come from that place. And
Yeah.
that's something that I really am working on in real life, in real time, because it's not just with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's all
It's
my
across
other
the
peers.
board.
It's all my other
Yeah.
peers around me. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I have to be happy for them.
Yeah.
I have to bless them. I have to continue to pray that this continues to be, because you know what I mean? Like not for anything. It's no because that's just the right thing to do. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And those are my friends and I love them and I want the best for them.
Absolutely.
And it's nothing wrong with me wanting the best for myself. It's
Yeah.
just me trying to understand why I'm not seeing that I have the best now is what I'm
Yeah.
really working through, because I need to be, great. It's like I've kind of like acquiescing a little bit and like, Lord, maybe that's what you're telling me, like just to be grateful for what I have right now. Like, how are you gonna be able to
Yeah.
bless me if I'm not, if I don't find a way to be grateful in the space that I am in right now?
Sometimes practicing gratitude can be very frustrating because sometimes in those moments, you almost have to fake it till you make it and be like, what's for me won't pass me. You have to like
Yeah.
tell these things to yourself, even when you don't believe it, because you want it to be true and you don't want to further deep into the rabbit hole, at least for me.
Um. I, so I don't know. Like, I guess for me, like the whole gratitude thing, I get it. I know that that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? Give thanks to anything and everything. And
Hmm.
so um I I don't see it as a, I guess I don't see it as a fake it till you make it, because it's an offering to God. No
Hmm.
matter if you feel it or not, if you say it, it's still an offering to God. It's still, I'm
Hmm.
still saying thank you with my mouth that you created. So I guess I don't see it. Like, even if I don't feel it, I'm gonna say it anyway. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so that's my advice to you. Like, even if you don't feel it, you still say it anyway, without
Yeah.
the expectation that it's gonna change how you feel. And I feel like that's what gets us caught up a little bit, is
Yeah.
that, oh, I'm faking it until I make it. So you fake because you're anticipating to make it. And I
Yeah.
think we just need to stay in the space of just keep faking it. Just keep faking it.
Yeah.
Don't expect to make it. The make it
Yeah.
is going to happen, because the Bible says that for I know God knows the plans that He has for our life. So whatever the make it is, it's going to happen because it's written. So
Yeah.
maybe I just need to let go of whatever is supposed to be make it, and just continue to stay in that present space of thank you.
Yeah. I received that. For me, it was more so the guilt that kicks in because I'll still practice the gratitude even if I have to bring it down to the smallest things. Small to me for those of us who I'm thankful for hands that move and
Mhm.
you know the
Mhm.
independence that I have this body and what
Mhm.
it's brought me through. Like
Mhm.
I have to bring down to the smallest eyelids that blink. You know,
Yeah.
like I have to remind myself of every little thing.
Yeah.
But the guilt factor comes in when I'm just like, God, I just hope you don't feel like this is inauthentic. I just really am not feeling it, but I just want to, I have to try to,
Yeah. So,
you know.
I sorry to cut you off. Go
No,
ahead,
you're
finish.
good. No, you're good.
Were you finished? Because I've got
Yeah.
the ADHD child. Because
No, listen, both
I'll
of us will,
jump in.
we'll have a squirrel of a time. Listen, I
I'm jumping
overstand.
in.
No, you're welcome to jump in, girl.
So what I was gonna say was, like, I struggle with that too. And then I have those conversations with God, and
Mm,
I think by you saying, God, I hope you don't feel like this is inauthentic. I think lets God know that it's not inauthentic,
mm,
because you already have the wherewithal to know that you can go to him and have that conversation with him, right?
yeah,
So it's already like I think it's already received, like Chris is doing the work. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, she's doing the work. The hard thing is to be able to even say thank you in it. And she's already
mm,
done that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the hardest part, is to be able to say thank you in the midst of whatever the turmoil is that you're in. And
yeah,
you've already done that. And not only have you done that, then you moved it a step further to talk to God and say, but I also feel inauthentic when I say it. But
yeah,
I think that conversation and you being able to do that shows the authenticity that you feel, the respect and the reverence that you have for God, because this is what you're doing. This is what, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You're reverencing God and you're reverencing his creation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Thank
think
you. I
that
received
that's a
that.
better way to look at it. Hmm.
I received that. Sometimes I just want God to be like Siri. Like, let me know what we doing
Girl,
now. Come on. If you can
same,
just
same. I just
give me
listen.
the direction. So honestly, that's been my prayer recently, has been because I envision a life like that. I always have to like journal and be like, what is it that I want my life to feel like? Because I always hate the question of what do you see yourself in 5 years, blah blah.
Hmm.
And because there's so many things that are beyond our control, like given the state of this country, like things. um so I'm always like, okay, how do I want my life to feel? Okay, let me try to zoom in and then figure out, okay, so how do I want to, what does success look like to me? So like all of these things, like just trying
Yeah.
to find anything that sticks, because you go to school, you get the degree, you
Hmm.
get the job, it's still not all
Yeah.
these promises that we were told, all the rules that we followed, and we are not. It's like,
It's not
so it's
it.
connected for y'all, but it's not for me.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's connected for everybody else.
So
And
y'all followed the formula and y'all got oh, but my formula
yeah,
wrong.
yeah, yeah,
So
precisely.
what am I supposed to do now?
I don't
Hmm.
listen. I feel the same way. And
Mm-hmm.
I will say, in my experience of watching my father die, the thing that he would say the most is, Lord, not my will, but let your will be done.
Mm.
And because albeit he was in his 80s, there's people that be living until their 90s to 100. My parents had rekindled their love, and
Mm.
him and I had rekindled our love for each other. So it was like, damn, we can we get a little more time?
Yeah.
And so he would just say, Lord, not my will, let your will be done. Let the Lord's will be done.
Yeah.
And as you were just saying that just now, that's what just came to my mind, is that we both need to be studying. I don't know if you're in the Bible, if you study, but I don't know what you do or
Mm-hmm.
how, but even researching, even down to the Chat GPT shit or something about how how to just let God's will be done.
Yeah.
And then it's just approaching God. Because right now, for me, it's like, all right, so, because I be talking to him like that because I'm
No,
hood.
I talk to God very candidly. That's what I was gonna
Yes,
say.
I'll
My
be
my
like,
prayer,
so,
my prayers as of late has been like, okay, like if you can just light up the street for the path that I need to be on, if you
because
can
that's
help
the
clean
thing,
my glasses so
right?
that I can see,
Am I on
because
the wrong track? Like,
am I
what
on
we
the other side
doing?
of traffic? Because
That part. And so it's more like my conversation more is now like, well, what the hell do you want me to do? What you want me to do, Lord? Because like at this point, it seems mean. That's what I be saying. At this point,
listen,
it seems like you teasing me. At this point, I don't know what to do, and then it's like, well, that's where I want you exactly to be. That's where I be getting the feeling like he wants me to be here. Okay, cool. Well, what is your will, Lord?
because I'm dizzy and I'm about to throw up. So is it funny for you? Are
No,
you the
it's
Ashton
not
Kutcher in
funny.
my life?
Yeah.
Because I'm feeling punked and
Yeah.
I would no longer like to be on this ride, Grandpa. Like,
Yeah.
can you please
Yeah.
just,
And that's why I just say it's really a meditation and a prayer life
yeah,
and a conversation with him about, Lord, what is your will? What is your will for my life?
yeah.
And whatever sign you send me, whatever it is, please let me know that it's you. Because people be always like, God told me this. I had a girl approach me just last week and was like, I know this is weird, but God told me to tell you. And she spoke into my life, right? About something that I don't personally want to do. Like it's not
Oh,
something I don't want to do. That's not I don't want to do it. Um
you just said, and I
I
have
don't
no
want to do
desire.
it. But
No,
I was like, well, maybe she thought it was one thing, but I translated to be what
you
it
received it differently.
I
Yeah,
received it differently. So maybe it is, right? Um, but I say all that to say, I'm not a girl that says, God told me to tell you this, right?
Mm.
God don't speak to me like that. I be like, y'all be saying, God told y'all to tell you this. God told you this. God told you that. God, what is God telling me? Like, I have fasted.
Mm.
It has prayed. I've done it all. And maybe because I'm approaching it in a transactional way, I don't know. But I just be like, I'm not that girl that just be hearing the voice of God like that.
Yeah,
But
like I'm like, do I have all 4 bars? Like, am my signal?
feel that way.
Am I in a blind spot? And can
No,
you see
seriously,
me
seriously. But then I
right
do know that
here?
there's times in my life where God has shifted things
Mm.
like a chessboard. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that can't be nobody but God.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's how he speaks to me. Where he's like carefully moving chess pieces off the board and putting
Yeah.
them back on the board. And so I'm just in that space now where when it comes to blooming lately or not, and trying not to sound self-deprecating when I talk, like just changing the way I talk about me
Yeah.
and really diving deep, 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 deep
Into the bone marrow.
into the bone marrow of envy and not being
Yeah.
envious of people. I find myself that I even have to stop looking at celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I don't know them,
Yeah.
I find myself going into a rabbit hole like, damn, because
Parasocially, and that ADHD gonna make his
yeah,
fixated.
yeah,
You
because
gonna
my
find something, and now you need to know the backstory. I need the full
all the
picture. How did we
time.
get here?
All the time. I'm always so hyper focused on how people are able to pay rent. It's the weirdest thing, but then again, it's not
Why? Get
because
out of my
I've
mind,
lost
Toya.
my home all the time. It's always
Yeah.
been a fear of losing my home. I've lost my
Mm-hmm.
home several times. I have been
Scarcity minds.
slept
Yeah.
in staircases. I've slept in my godson's bed.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole blooming lately story,
Yeah.
to full circle it, is that I am really, really struggling with, and I don't, it's not, I don't see it as comparison because I don't compare. Is it comparison? Is envy comparison? Because I don't really compare
Yeah.
myself
I
to
feel like
anybody and I
it's
don't
a
want what they
mix.
have. I want what
Yeah.
I want, right?
Yeah. That's what it is for me. I want what it looks like for me. I don't want to take
Correct.
away from you because I feel like you
Right.
deserve it, and I
Right.
celebrate you having it. It's more so. So when's my turn?
Right. Right.
What's it gonna look like?
Right. So I don't have a lesson in that other than my
Yeah.
life experience of being in that, and that, Lord, whatever your will is,
Yes.
let your will be done. And that's where I've just kind of like been leaving it. And when I'm in the funk like I'm in right now,
Hmm.
I rest in it until it lifts.
Then, girl, get comfortable.
Yeah, I rest in it until it lifts, and I get back in a creative flow, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna ride that flow forever, however long the Lord sees so fit. And if I get in another funk, then I just have to figure out how to get back out of that. And
Yeah.
that's really how I've been approaching it, for the past couple of months, actually. And
How has your faith has it changed or wavered during your like toughest times with anxiety?
yeah, I struggle a lot with, is God even real?
Mm.
I would have those conversations with my therapist, and thankfully, my therapist is a phenomenal preacher and a just a phenomenal, woman of God, and so
Mm.
she approaches our therapy, with,
So it's
spiritual
more
practices.
faith based. Okay,
It's
spiritual. Okay.
spiritual practices as well as the cognitive. And so, yeah, I've had to unpack why I have a hard time connecting with God and how I have a hard time with feeling like, is it real? And it also happens when you grieve, because when someone passes away and then you're
Mm-hmm.
like, well, where's that person? What is that? Like, is he still,
Yeah.
like, is he okay? Where is he? It's just like he's just out there, like,
Yeah.
like, and so I find that I have those thoughts.
Questions. Yeah. Yeah.
Ironic, no, well, weirdly enough, though, when I was depersonalized, I was reading scripture and praying and doing all kind of stuff. Like I was really enthralled in God. And I didn't feel disconnected from God in a sense. I think in that case, I thought that that it was a consequence of all the things that I was doing in my life at that time.
Mm.
And I find that now I realize that my relationship with God has been more so like he's the boogeyman than that he is the father. And that is
Mm.
because, um, growing up in church, it's you better not curse, you better not have sex
Yeah.
outside of marriage, you better not get pregnant, you
Very
better not do this.
authoritarian,
Yeah, like,
like,
or else you're
yeah.
going to hell, or else you're going to get persecuted, or else you're going to be punished, right? And so I never looked at God as my friend.
Mm.
So I don't know. I fear him more than I love him.
Mm.
And that has been also a space that I've really been trying to
And
change.
that's still to this day not.
Hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's hard. I can't say that the fear is bigger than the love for God right now.
Mm.
Transparently, fully saying that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Like
honest. That's real.
like yeah. So, and it's more the reason why I'm saying this because when you ask me what my relationship is, it's like I always look at it like, and I'd be like, oh my God, is God real? Is this? But I always find myself praying, da 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 da, and I'm also very fearful of consequences. So how could I be so fearful of consequences, but I can't really grapple with the fact that He's real? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. And when you grapple with the fact that He's real, that means that you have fully surrender to Christ and say, I love God. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So it's like you really be grabbing that. But I have been taught so much to fear and
Mm.
not to be
Yeah.
persecuted that it's
Yeah.
so hard for me to like really be like, oh God, I am on fire for Christ. That has never came out my mouth.
What
Never.
is your goal with your relationship with God?
I want to be that girl that could be like, I love God so much.
Yeah.
I want to be like my mom when she teaches at church and she can read the Bible. She'd be like, I'm just so excited when I read the Word of God. And this is just so, and
Yeah.
she blooms like a flower when she gets up to teach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so, even with my father, how he was just, he ruled with an iron fist, but he believed every single word
Yeah.
in that
It was with
Bible.
conviction. Yeah.
Hmm. And for me, like I can witness to someone, right, and tell them that God died. Jesus died to save the world. He died for you, right? I could witness to people. I know that I don't play with zodiac signs. Like I'm very much a church girl. I'm
Oh,
very
really?
much,
Okay.
yeah, like I'm very much that girl. But as far as my personal relationship with him, and I think there's several people in the church that struggle with this.
Mm.
Several. I think majority of the church struggles with the fact that we look at God as the persecutor more so than we look at
Mm.
him as the father.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of my journey, and that's part of why maybe things are just not connecting just yet because I'm still working on
Yeah.
being able to look at him as
Yeah.
this soft, what deity or being that he is.
Does it scare you to challenge or to shed the persona or the conditioning you received around him, like to forge your own relationship with God in a way that feels comforting, in a way that feels fatherly, like breaking
It
away
does
what
scare
you
me.
came, because that's what you
It
were
scares me
taught to
because I don't
believe.
want to be wrong, right?
Mm.
So it's always like, don't do nothing wrong. You're always doing something wrong. Don't do nothing wrong. So yeah, it does make me nervous
Hmm.
that so if I what's an example? What's an example? Say I would say I woke up and said that I was a lesbian and I was gonna go be with a woman,
Hmm.
right? And I'm like, yeah, God loves me. Like the fear of God would be on my back because of, yeah, because of what the church in the Bible has said about
Yeah.
that. So for me to be like, you know, even letting go of my past sins, and I know I should, I still be like, oh, this is consequences, consequences, consequences.
Yeah.
Now, and that is honestly the basis of my anxiety.
Yeah.
It's consequences, always a consequence for everything. You always doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you've always you be fucking up. Like I've always seen myself as a fuck up. Like it's just
Yeah.
always something wrong that I'm doing, and I perceive my present life as a consequence,
Hmm.
which is so crazy because everybody from the outside looking in be like, LaToya, you do such great things. You have this,
Yeah.
you have that.
You've overcome so much. You haven't let things stop
Hmm.
you. You've overcome so much adversity.
Yeah, yeah. And I just be looking like sometimes I feel like one big consequence.
Dang.
Yeah, it's bugged out, and that's how I feel the older I get. Like, oh, I'm just not gonna be able to enjoy being, being in the corner office or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to like create and do
Yeah.
things and get paid for it. It's certainly the administration don't seem like it's making it any easier for me to be able to get any kind of leverage in this corporate world.
Yeah.
So that also is in the back of my head now. So
I
yeah,
feel like that would be so freeing for you.
mm-hmm.
I
It
feel like
would.
that would unlock so much for you in terms of like from anxiety, from
Mm-hmm.
fear, and would even, help guide you to get more clarity on like what is your purpose? Do you have an idea of what you feel your purpose is?
No idea.
Hmm.
No idea. Um, I do say that I'd be like, I want to. My purpose is to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I get on a mic and I start talking, I've noticed that people do gravitate towards me, and I've been able to
Yeah.
help them. But what that looks like, I don't know because I feel like I guess whenever I'm in it and I'm doing it, it doesn't necessarily grow in the way that I think it should be growing, or that I feel like, or it's hard for me to maintain it because
Mm-hmm.
because it's just me. And so then I feel like I'm failing at that. I'm failing
Yeah.
at it. So now if I ever feel like I'm failing at something, I stop.
I feel, listen,
Yeah.
I I literally have to pray and mentally prepare myself for every episode. Not because I am forcing myself to do so, because I do feel like with this platform that I'm building, whatever it is,
Mm-hmm.
I know that I am a gatherer by
Mm-hmm.
nature, whether it's events that I love so much or getting to meet amazing people such as yourself. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I know that this is something that I will release into the ethers, and the message and the gems will go to whoever needs it.
Yeah.
But what would get in the way of that is the comparison aspect of like, like, yes, I would be open to whatever amazing opportunities are in store, but then of course you have to think of the followers and the engagement, like all
Mm-hmm.
these different metrics, and
Mm-hmm.
how can you create authentically? And if you're a
Yeah.
creative person,
Yeah.
you all you want to do is just
I
express
just want
yourself
to create.
creatively.
I just want to
I
create.
don't want to have to think about all these capitalistic things and
Yeah.
tips and tricks and ways to show that you are a person of value based off of how many views and listens and all of that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So then trying to produce or trying to create, keeping those things in mind while also trying to be authentic,
Yeah.
it'll cause you to be paralyzed. Like you'll
Yeah.
stop. The
Yeah.
analysis paralysis and all of those things
I'm
kick
I'm
in,
I'm
child.
in it right now. I'm in it right
Listen.
now. And you know what I mean? Like I be wishing I have the answers because people be like, oh,
Yeah.
we want analog girl come back. Why? I don't got no answers for y'all. I don't have no answers for y'all. Okay,
Yeah.
because I'm still trying to figure my shit out, and that's why I
Yeah.
just named my YouTube, change the name. Like it's
Yeah.
just living with Toya right now because it's literally a digital diary of me trying to get my shit together.
And honestly, that's all that it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because ideally, what people are asking for of you is just more of you.
Mm-hmm.
We are putting the labels to it or the platforms based off of how we were introduced to you.
Mm-hmm.
And we love what you share, but we're just trying to get more Toya
Yeah.
and all that she is and all that she does. And so you have an authentic community who is always here for you. We understand it. We can relate to it.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you know, want to grace us with your presence, we're here to receive you. Uh,
Yes. Yes.
and so, you know, hopefully you're able to receive that, you know, and
No, I
can
do receive that. I do receive that. And I oftentimes feel a responsibility for that because,
mm-hmm,
yeah, like I feel like God did bless me with it's a small group, but y'all are like so supportive. And I talk to you guys
yeah,
like I've met you guys. Like I am not one of those people that will not respond to a DM or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like I respect connection. Like and I respect
yeah,
people. So I do receive that. And I just, like I said, I just keep saying now, Lord,
yeah,
what is your will? What
yeah,
is your will? What is your will?
yeah.
So until you tell me what it is, I'm about to get in this bed and watch Disney World and
Listen, we
watch
love
The
a comfort
Handmaid's
show.
Tale because
Oh,
that
I
ain't a
can't
comfort
watch
show.
that.
I
I can't watch
decided to
that.
go and watch this whole all 6 seasons, and I am suckered in. I am in. I'm on the last season, and so I just am like, when you decide to tell me or whatever it is, I'm here because I don't know what else to do.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I think that that's where they say that's where God loves us the most is when we get to that
yeah,
place where we just surrender. I don't know what you want me to do.
yeah,
Whatever it is, let me know. Let me
yeah.
know, and I'll do it. You
But I
know,
love that you talk. I love that you talk to God like He's your homeboy.
no, for sure.
I think that is the first way to really get comfortable. So, like me, growing up in a Catholic household, and Haitian, so you know, fairly
Wicile is
conservative.
Haitian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to our good sis.
Uh-huh.
Um, so you know, there was a very rigid and like fear based like
Mhm.
way of bringing religion or talking about God in the home. And
Mhm.
so I always had questions, but never felt safe to do so because there was always a you never question God
Mm.
like type of thing. While also, but God is your friend, God is your father, God is this, and I was just like, well, I ain't had no
Which
daddy
one
growing up,
is it?
so you
Because
can,
it's
you
giving
know.
Jekyll and Hyde. It's giving Jekyll and Hyde. Which one is it? Do he
And
love
who
me
am
or
I
do
supposed
he
to
not?
follow?
That's
And
what I'm
so
saying.
that's where it was just like, oh, God is everywhere. And you're like, oh gosh, did he just see me
Mm-hmm.
do this and do
Mm-hmm.
that? So, and me being such a rule governed kid that is also just fear based child. Like, I
Yeah.
don't like to be embarrassed. I don't like to be in trouble. I learn from other people's mistakes, so I don't have to do them. Like,
And then
I'm one
here's
of
the
those
thing,
type
but
of people.
I hear you, right? And I was the one who would
Mm-hmm.
do the trouble. But when you say, "Oh God, did he see me do this? Did he see me do that?" The thought just came to me like just now, like yeah, he sees it, but it's like he don't care because
Yeah.
all that's been taken care of at the cross.
Yeah.
You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
like he don't care.
Yeah.
Get back to
And my
business.
thing is, you made me. You know this specific make and model. I just
Hmm.
wish you would give me the
The wisdom.
book so I can learn about
Thank,
me specifically.
that's the prayer. That's the prayer.
Like,
Lord,
can you
what do you
give
want
me
me to
the
do?
manual
Wisdom.
of cuz my goodness today. So,
Yeah.
you know, I would definitely say from my later 20s to now, I definitely identify as more of a more spiritual than religious
Hmm.
person.
Hmm.
There are some things about Catholicism that I've just kind of chalked it up to like family tradition because that tends to be like when our family comes together. But
Hmm.
for the most part, I was like, listen, I know I believe in God and I want to have a healthy relationship. I want him to be a sense of comfort and guidance. So
Hmm.
I need to remove the way that y'all taught me
Hmm.
because I had to look at the people around me that you know those are your first teachers of religion and your morals and your ethics and your values. And I was like, well, y'all be lying. Y'all telling me one thing, but y'all doing the other. And this the hypocrisy in that I don't rock with it. But so to move all of that away, I need to remove that programming and that conditioning that y'all gave me, and I have to have a relationship with God in a way that makes sense to me and what makes me feel good and
That's
authentic.
right.
And
That's
so
right.
I talk to God like we are on this here recording.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like middle of the day, something go. I'm like, no, God, like why would this
Mhm,
person do this?
mhm, mhm.
And doing that more and more, and my prayers feel more like conversations, and it feels more enriching. If it does feel comforting,
And I think that's
um,
the goal, though. That's what he wants. He
yeah,
wants to be in constant communion with you,
yeah,
right? So, like, he wants you to talk to him every minute,
yeah,
every hour of the day, and to seek his guidance in every decision that
yeah,
you make, right? And
yeah,
so I think that that's the question that we need to be asking all the time, like, Lord, what is your will? Lord, what's can you provide me with wisdom? I remember talking with Tiffany the Budgetnista, and
mm-hmm,
I asked her, sister, like, what are your prayers? Because my whole focus has always been to be financially stable, and that's never been the case for me. I've
yeah,
never been financially stable. And she said, I just pray for wisdom. And everything I
mm,
do, I pray for wisdom. She was like, and I just pray that God guides my steps, and I'm for wisdom is the key
mm.
word. And I was just like, word, because that's not what I've been asking.
You're like, I like that. I'm gonna switch to that.
I was like,
Let me change my
yeah, I was
write that
not
down.
I was not leading with wisdom. I was leading with, Lord, I want this house. Lord, I want this car. Lord, I want this. Lord, I wasn't asking for wisdom.
Jesus being approval. Jesus, why can't these people
Mhm.
just make a clerical error and put $5 million
Mhm.
in my
Yeah.
account?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but the wisdom will give you the ideas and
Yeah,
the notion to be able to create those spaces to be able to have those things to provide for yourself. Yeah.
I love that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna keep fine tuning. You know, it's like the
Mhm.
old school radio. I hear a little bit of static, but I'm gonna just keep.
Yeah, keep fine tuning because they do say, right,
Yeah,
the Bible says you ask, believe, and then receive, right? So it's just like keep fine tuning on
yeah,
what we're asking. And I think that that is the truth. And, when, like in the manifestation world, in the new age world, where they say you have to be specific with what you're asking for
yeah,
when they're trying to manifest whatever they're trying to manifest. I think that that is true because honestly, they do be pulling a lot of stuff from the Bible. And so I think that
yeah,
that is true for us too as well, if you're going on a spirit, if you're in a biblical sense of it, because it's, yeah, we're asking for the car, but what actually do you need to get the car, right?
mm,
You need money. Yeah, you're asking for money, but what actually do you need to get the money? Job. Yeah, you need the job, but what are you asking for to get the job? Skills, skill
yeah,
set, wisdom. You know what I mean? So I think it
yeah,
starts from asking God for the wisdom, the thought
yeah.
process.
The
You're
foundations.
you're the number one creator, who you're the first creative of this world. Like you're the
Yeah,
the first being or to be creative.
yeah,
You're the person I actually need to be talking to about
yeah.
this. Yeah.
You're the ultimate.
Yeah,
You're the
yeah.
ultimate creator.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
So
I don't
it's
know.
really,
I feel like there's a minister or something coming out of you.
girl, please. That is
I
not
don't
me.
know. I mean, you don't know that. I
Mm-mm.
I don't know. You be dropping gems and stuff all
There's
casually
a
and things.
conversationalist in me, maybe, but not no minister. Not that.
Okay, but it starts off small.
It does. It does. It
A word
does.
is a word,
It does.
regardless of who it comes from and how it's delivered. A
Yes,
word is
it
a word.
does. It does. And that
And
is
so many
true.
of us have benefited from that. Just like I'm sure you'd be watching something random. You'd be like, no, that
Mm-hmm.
just resonated.
Mm-hmm.
Because I
Mm-hmm.
just needed to hear it from
Mm-hmm.
whichever way it came.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about friendships and your new
Mm-hmm.
platform that is awesome and amazing. And your pictures are beautiful. And I love the color scheme. I can see the
Thank you.
marketing, ma'am.
Yes. I
The
created all
skills,
of that.
talents, and
Yes.
abilities.
Thank you so much.
Professional. So
Yes.
yes, all of us, a lot of us here in our big threes and fours struggling.
With friends.
Man,
And
with ourselves and with friends. A lot of us are evolving, a lot of us are growing begrudgingly. A lot of
mhm,
us are facing things, stressed out, child, people getting on our nerves. We don't think that we have time or space or capacity for friendship.
yeah.
If you're not within my top 5, I don't have time.
Yeah.
Or realizing the type of friend you are and how you show up. Are you more of a giver or are you more of a receiver?
Mm,
Are our expectations too high? Are they unrealistic? Well, a lot of us
mhm.
are reevaluating a lot of things
Friendship.
all at once, but
All at
friendship
once.
specifically, yes.
You know, what I'm seeing a lot of, and especially on threads,
Hmm.
so many posts of I need new friends or I'm looking for friends. I'm looking for friends. Where are friends? Where are friends? I need some friends. I've seen so many posts of people looking for friends. And then
Is this after the
on,
Miami trip that blew up?
I don't know.
Because the Miami girls trips done tested a lot of friendships. Y'all go there like girlfriends and come back individuals.
Oh, see, I
Amen.
don't know about that because I done gone to Miami with my
Oh,
friends and came back friends. I don't know.
so clearly you should be the one guiding us. Guiding us. Continue, because a lot of friendships
Yeah.
done fell apart, child, in Miami or
Well, yeah, I
Cabo
don't
or
travel. I
someplace.
travel like I am very picky about who I travel with. Like I don't, you ain't gonna mess my trip up after all this money I done paid for. So like who I
Okay.
travel with and who I have traveled
Yeah.
with has been smooth sailing. Um, and also I'm fun to be around. Like I'm very easygoing and I'm low maintenance. So I think if other people who ain't high maintenance or who are high maintenance on the trip, like I balance the whole thing out.
Yeah.
But I have been seeing a lot of girls looking for friends, looking for
Hmm.
community, or looking to for tribes. And that's Wicile is a counselor. She's a licensed counselor. And so we would just be talking about stuff, and that's how Good Friends came about. And that's Good Friends underscore official on Instagram if you want to
There you
follow
go.
us.
It'll be tagged in the description. You'll see it in there.
Yes, thank you. And so her and I are good friends, and it the discussion came up because I everybody knows Key is my best friend, and so she'd be like, "Yes, I know. You keep telling me Key is your best friend. You don't have no other best friend." And I'm like, "Well, I mean, we say best friend, but because I've known her since she was a teenager. My other best friend, I know her since she was 9. And so
Wow.
like we
Y'all are
say
families.
we're family more than anything,
Yeah, y'all
right?
crossed over to being siblings. That's how I
That
feel about my
part.
two best friends. Like our families all know each other. We
Yes.
all
Like
like I
we're
call each other's
intertwined.
mom's mom. Like we are
Yeah.
family.
We're
We've
family.
surpassed friendship. Yeah.
All of that. So we're
Yeah.
intertwined in that sense. And I was just like trying to explain to her, there is no hierarchy. I never can say that right. Hierarchy,
Hierarchy. Hierarchy.
hierarchy. There's no hierarchy. And she would be like, whatever. So we got to discussing about that. And I was like, but this is a best friend is just a good friend, and you are a good friend to me. And then we started to define what good friend is. And then we would
Mm.
always see these posts. And then like I went to a conference and I felt like the conference was more putting girls on the defense than the offense and as
Mm.
it pertained to building friendship. And I just feel like if you're coming at friendship in a negative space, because to me, if you're on defense, to me, it's like you're already inviting negative forces to
Yeah, it's like
come.
you're preparing for battle or something.
You're preparing for the worst of
Yeah.
someone, and you
Hmm.
haven't even gotten to know the best of them yet. And
Yeah.
so that's why we just decided that we wanted to create good friends and build this community because we wanted to put on a conference. We wanted to put on a symposium. And so we were like, well, let's do a symposium and we'll have guests come. where do we want to do that? And so then it was like symposium, but we don't know the people yet. So I'm like, so maybe we should just build a community first. So then it was like,
Yeah.
okay, so let's build a community first. And then she was like, well, maybe we should have some mixers to get to know people in each community. So then it was like,
I love it.
we got the mixers going. So we're doing one in Westchester and Yonkers. We're doing one in the Bronx. We're doing one in Brooklyn, and we're doing one in New Jersey. And then she was like, I really love to do Friendsgiving. So we're planning to do like a great debate Friendsgiving where teams are going
Oh.
to debate on different subjects or whatever, but it's going to be a Friendsgiving kind of game night. And that's going to be a ticketed event, but it's going to be fun, you know? And so, like, we want to create these spaces where you're coming and it's a safe space. We ain't telling people what our boundaries are. We're not telling people you can't do this. You got to call me this, that you got to respond to my
Yeah.
text in a certain amount of time. And I know, and I'm not saying that there aren't bad friends or people who do bad things. So,
Yeah.
because I always have a saying where there's like, there's I think all guys are good guys, and sometimes good guys do fuckboy shit. And that's why I think that sometimes good friends do, like, you know what I'm saying, do fuck friends shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
think we're all good friends, and we have the capacity to be good friends. But sometimes, life gets in the way, and we do some bad things sometimes.
Yeah.
Then there are some people that you just shouldn't ever be their friend again, and that's when you put your boundaries up, right? But I don't think you should approach, especially new friendships, like, oh, first, you got to show me your vulnerability first before I show you mine. How that work? How that
Yeah.
work? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that work? So
So
yeah, so that's
essentially,
what.
are you guiding people on how to be a good friend, or how to, because people are seeking
Yeah.
community, or like
So we
how to
are
prepare themselves individually if they want to be a good friend or to forge genuine connection?
this and that, and you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just all of that. At the foundation of it, it's bringing together women who want to be friends, who want to
Yeah.
build on the friendships that they have already, and who want to add to their friendships, or who to
Hmm.
add to their community or add to their tribe. So we're creating these safe spaces where you can come, you don't got to worry about nobody on your back. You ain't gonna play no crazy ass or no awkward ass, because you ain't gonna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna
Yeah.
come in here and we're gonna have drinks. Where we even going to have a mixer at a soft bar that only serves mocktails. So, like, even if you're not a drinker, you don't do that. We're gonna
Yeah.
come to the soft bar and we're gonna have a good time
Yeah.
and talk to each other and get to know each other. Maybe you networking. Maybe you trying to get a job. You never know. This
Yeah.
girl over here timing. So it's just be creating this networking effect where it just builds sisterhood. So
Yeah.
there is no one idea that we're looking to, or a problem that we're looking to solve with this, more so than just create these safe spaces for Black women to come and be and vent and talk and laugh and feel
Yeah.
safe, and then go home at a respectable hour, because we don't like to be outside after 10 o'clock.
Because listen, be in the bed tucked,
Yes, yes.
ready, skincare
So
done, teeth brushed,
yes,
comfy
yeah.
pajamas
That part,
snuggled.
that part, and
Yeah.
so the mixers are just that. The symposium that we'll have, yes, it'll be a panel. Yes, we'll be talking about building and maintaining friendships, and also starting with how it starts with you first. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And dealing with hard conversations in friendships. And how do you get
Mm.
past those hard conversations? Dealing with betrayal in friendships. And how have you gotten past that? There's friendships that have gotten past betrayal and move forward. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so, how do you do that? And how do you manage all of that? So, those are the kind of conversations that we plan to have, or even dealing with friendships in blooming late. One friend is blooming late, and everybody else isn't. How do you
Yeah.
manage friendships like that? Because that causes tension, so it's
Mm-hmm.
talking about those realistic things that happen in friendships and how to maintain them. Because our goal at Good Friends is just to maintain good friendships.
Yeah. That's beautiful. One of the
Thank
things
you.
that popped into my mind was thinking of the influence of media on
Mm,
friendships,
mm-hmm.
especially during our formative years where, I was a TV kid.
Yeah.
I like observing different dynamics and even sometimes try to replicate them.
Mm-hmm.
And you have your staple shows such as Girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
that shows very toxic friendship behaviors
Very interesting. Yeah.
and how
Very
that
much.
could,
A lot of that stuff I'd have
influence.
been for a lot of them.
Who
Easy.
specifically?
I
Who?
definitely would have
And
fought
why is it
Tony.
Tony?
Yeah. I definitely would have fought Tony. Like
Yeah.
me and Tony would have gone toe to toe.
Yeah, so like, I feel like that's and it's interesting because everything you have to look at the time period in which that took place. Those ladies were or the characters were like in their late 20s, 30s, like professional careers. They were navigating, fighting against the expected timeline of things, marriage and children and all of these kinds of things. So us looking at it, at least me, like in my teens, in early 20s, like you're not necessarily there, nor
Yeah.
should you want to force those things. Or
Yeah.
and then
I
even
wouldn't even. I
identifying.
don't look at girlfriends as the pinnacle of friendships to look at. Like if
Oh no, not yeah. Like I'm realizing that now. Like once it
yeah.
came on Netflix and watching it like in my 30s and seeing how toxic it was.
Mm-hmm.
But there are those like archetypes that
Mm-hmm.
people kind of create within a group of friends, especially if you all know each other. Like there's the funny one, there's the motherly one, there's the one we always got to look out for. Like people kind of fit
Yeah.
these
Yeah.
specific roles.
Yeah.
But what that show in particular would always it stunted them for me. Like they would encounter all these issues that would kind of keep them stuck to that
Yeah.
role
Yeah.
and just see the tension in between that, where it's like, I mean, we all kind of encompass those qualities, but that doesn't have to define us.
Yeah. Well, and
And
then
if
you also see that it also and then when they started to grow, they grew apart, right? Because Tony ended up like, leaving and
yeah,
their friendship grew apart. Or same with like Samantha and Carrie Bradshaw on Sex and the City. They grew apart, who I say, what is happening?
I mean, living single
No,
for
living
me was
single
more of
was a true what's the word I'm looking for?
depiction,
Yes,
or
of friendships and the
yeah.
dynamics of a healthy friendship.
Yeah, I
That they
definitely
go through.
lean more to them
Yeah.
than girlfriends. Girlfriends was just interesting. It was like, what is happening here? But living single for me felt more authentic, more
Yeah,
realistic.
for sure.
It showed more complexity
Yeah.
and yeah, because you even saw like Khadijah and Regine, like they had their
Mhm.
moment of growing apart, but
Mhm.
then coming back together. And
Mhm.
so that would add to what you were saying for the symposium, like part of, or even the mixers, like some of the conversation of maybe you had a friendship breakup. Is it truly a breakup? Is it
Yeah.
something that's beyond repair? Or is it
Yeah.
more so you guys are at different phases in your life where one person is,
Yeah. And then there's also
pursuing other
understanding that.
things. Yeah,
Yeah.
personality changes a lot of,
Mhm.
like we mentioned very early on in the episode, like divorces, marriages,
All
children,
kinds of things.
losses,
Yep. And
with more
sometimes you need
life,
to
more
go through
things.
things
Yeah.
and you can't go through them with that particular person.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it takes maturity to understand like she's going through something and this is just not a season where her and I can
Yeah.
be friends or be friends the way we were before.
Yeah.
Right. And then be mature enough to just step back from it. No ill
Mm-hmm.
will, nothing. There's someone I was friends with. We used to travel all the time. She started falling back. I don't feel like I need to go and have a conversation with her. I've had one conversation where I said, okay, are you okay? What's going on? She said she was going through
Yeah.
this, that, and the third. I'm not pressuring
Yeah.
you. I'm not speaking ill of you, and I wish you the best.
Yeah.
And when my father passed, she reached out, you know what I mean? Like, so we keep it, there's no bad blood.
Yeah.
But I think that season of our friendship has passed.
Yeah.
And, I'm not angry. I'm not going to be angry about
Yeah.
that. Like, I'm not going to be angry about that.
Yeah. I for sure think that's something that people need to consider heavily when navigating friendships are the seasonal
Yeah. There's
parts of
seasons.
friendship. Like there's seasons where you have that one good friend that's your go-to, that's your homegirl. That doesn't mean you love the other ones any less, but for whatever reason you guys really connect
And
in
that's not to
in
say
that
that all
moment.
friendships are seasonal. Not all
Yeah,
are, but there are some that are. And you just,
there are some that are. But even then, like with the good friends,
hmm
maybe not seasons because that's more of a longer period, but It's like I just need to back up for a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm here for if you need me, but maybe I don't have the capacity to help you in the way that you need
Mm-hmm.
it. And I need
Mm-hmm.
to fall back to give you space. So I'm not an added responsibility or,
Yeah.
something while you're figuring things out, but just know that I got you.
Yeah.
So not only realizing that, but I would say communication. Communication is the foundation that we all need in every aspect of
Have
life. And a lot of
every.
us suck at that, myself included, uh, at being an effective communicator. Because a lot of times you're fearful of hurting people's feelings or not even fully understanding how to describe what you're feeling. And if I'm having a moment of high anxiety and
Mm-hmm.
depression kicking in,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to make it to the next day.
Yeah. But it's also about your friend understanding and knowing that about you.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have friends that understand that about me.
Yeah.
I guess and then I think the friends who didn't understand that about me, I don't think we're friends anymore. Right.
Mm,
And it's not off of me saying don't be my friend. It could be I've gotten ghosted by people. I
yeah.
don't know if I had tried to do a podcast with a girl and that girl ghosted me. You know what I'm saying? I still have
Mm,
no idea why she ghosted me.
yeah.
I'm good though. Like done.
Yeah.
But and if you can't understand me or what I go through and the quirkiness about me, then you're not my person.
Yeah.
Like Takia's not going nowhere. Aletha's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I know that. Wicile ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I know they're not going
You have your
anywhere.
tried and true.
Yeah, yeah. So I do think that there's a level of maturity that has to happen, especially for us in
Oh
our
yeah.
40s when it comes to friendship. And those are the things that I'm excited to talk about, especially on our mini pod too, as well.
Absolutely. And that's just another avenue in which people can make friendships because as
Mm-hmm.
we get older, we tend to get more and more into our silos and
Mm-hmm.
because listen, the way we look forward to the bed, amen, or
I
just the
can't.
comfort of our
When I tell
home.
you that I'm getting right into bed after this, I'm going to order some lunch and
Oh,
get right into
something
bed. Yes.
good, I hope. So
Yes.
yeah, a lot of us, we tend to make friends, either coworkers that
Mm-hmm.
become friends,
Mm-hmm.
or if we're a part of any like sororities, fraternity, things like that, or social clubs. If we're participating in that, a lot of us are not going outside as much. So
Mm-hmm.
having a safe space, such as good friends and the
Mm-hmm.
symposium and the mixers and all that will come from it, it'll allow you to bring your friend with you.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can do some trust exercises, or it'll
Yeah.
be like therapy, and you guys will forge a deeper bond and understanding
Mm-hmm.
of each other in this safe space. Y'all
That's
might
the
need to
goal.
cry about it,
That's the goal. That's
hug
the
it out,
goal. Yes.
woosah,
Yes. Yes. That's the
and then
goal.
meet some other people, and y'all, this might turn into a group trip somewhere beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The possibilities are endless.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to all of
And we
that. Good
need
friends to
that
be.
as Black women. We need more safe spaces.
Yeah. And we need good friends.
Absolutely.
We
We
need good
need good
friends.
friends and a place to learn how to be a good friend, because a lot of
Mm-hmm.
us were just modeling what we saw, whether it's
Exactly.
our mothers, our aunts, like whoever our
Exactly.
influences were. And
Yeah.
you may have found other people who it just kind of seemed to work, but even
Mm-hmm.
then, that's not sustainable if it's not,
Yep.
you know,
Precisely.
that's
Precisely.
awesome.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Toya, for being on. This was an amazing conversation. I love
Good.
it.
I mean, it was given, but I mean, we've been all over the place, just like my mind with
Oh,
the ADHD.
same
So I hope you
squirrel.
don't have a hard time editing this one.
Listen, you know what I've learned, because it happens to me every episode, because I'm like, oh, we just flowing, we chopping it
Yeah,
up until
yeah.
I have to edit, and I'm like, but I take it as my way of strengthening my editing skills,
Yes, yes,
and
yes,
which
indeed.
with each episode it gets better and better, and I appreciate you so much for being on
Thank
this one.
you. Thank you so
Because
much
you
for
dropped so
having
many
me.
gems. I'm over here trying to make mental notes. I'm like, ooh, that's a good clip. Ooh,
I don't
that's a
even
good
know
one.
I don't know what gems were. Let me know. Point them out, girl.
Oh, so many. You have dropped so many gems. Let's not. And so I will be sure to have all of the links to where the Bloomies can follow you. But where specifically would you like them to support you and follow you right now? Is it
Well,
YouTube? Is it Good Friends? All of the things.
you can find me on YouTube, Living with Toya. You can
Yes.
subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then I would really love it if you listening and you've loved us. Even though we're in the New York tri-state area, if you're not in the area, we are definitely going to start planning to come to other cities. So please follow
Yay.
us at goodfriends_official. And that's LaToya and Wicile.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, please be sure to follow, subscribe, share, like, all of the things that, everybody else tells you in these spaces nowadays with both LaToya and me with Blooming Lately. And I'll talk to you later, Bloomies.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Bloomies.